you know.
Alright. Alright, I'm streaming. Okay, so now let me search up the marlow video. Don't watch that. Okay, so how much longer?
Who is it?
Oh, like a few minutes. Alright. Are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
Close friend of Danger Mario and a notable Anarchy player from 2B2T, where he states that the Minecraft community has been manipulated by an individual this whole
The voice
time,
is crazy,
strongly
though.
implying the individual is Marlow. He also predicts that even if this information will
Marlo.
be revealed, damage
I'm
control
gonna
will
mute
be
my mic,
applied
alright?
and no real action will be
Why?
taken. It is logical to conclude that these 2B2T players have been manipulating the Crystal PvP community for monetary and entertainment
Crystal
gain.
PvP community.
The weirdest thing about this video, though, was the strange behavior that took place right after its release. After months of hiatus, Hyde randomly popped up out of nowhere and continually proclaimed I'm his alt account, while EXO became hyper-defensive in a manner that suggested guilt. Unfortunately, most of these messages were deleted, but you might have noticed that the behavior employed here is one-to-one with EXO's statement shown in the video suggesting that any exposing attempts would only be met with damage control. When you compare this with the events that have been happening more recently, you can start to see the parallels. We know that prior to Zaylo's video being released, an account claiming to be Danger Mario joined the Discord appearing to be extremely defensive about the same claims that were soon to be made in the video. We also note that the same account did a complete 180 only hours before the video release, while multiple other accounts targeted me at the same time. The common denominator with both these reactions is that they are intentionally trying to take away my ability to respond. By appearing both guilty and defensive simultaneously, they are not only able to exhibit behavior that suggests guilt and damage control, but they are also able to eliminate any possible avenue of response. What makes this even more egregious is that before doing any of this at all, they were able to plant the seed that I would attempt damage control in the first place, meaning that in the process of taking away my ability to respond, they were also able to self-fulfill that prophecy. This is exactly why I mentioned earlier that the only way to actually respond to any of this was to properly document the pattern of behavior attempting to bar me from doing so. Now that we've gone over the sequence of events relevant to the present day, it's time to discuss some important details. It has been fully confirmed that either Zaylo or Quaxel is responsible for the Danger Mario account that targeted me right before the video's release. Interestingly enough, Quaxel can also be proven to be the anonymous user conversing with Hyde and EXO in the first exposed video. Earlier I mentioned that in the past, Quaxel was responsible for releasing false exposed videos in order to defraud me. Since Quaxel is known to have done this, it would have likely been ineffective had he tried to do it again. It makes perfect sense why these two videos were uploaded by different people despite Quaxel being involved with their making, because if Quaxel were the one to post them, everyone would have known to automatically assume that they were fake. Coincidentally, 2 days after the release of Zaylo's video, CPyro would upload a video reacting to it alongside the first video posted by the alt account. In the months leading up to this, CPyro had been adding false credibility to his name by asserting that he was a former Tier 1 player. He reacted to these videos alongside Mining Boomboy, one of the leaders of WAC that happens to be blacklisted for threatening and sexually harassing me previously. An interesting thing that I noticed in this video was how much they corroborated the claim that I was a member of Hyde's private Discord, which they asserted should be seen as definitive proof that the narrative is true. They also state that I was the only player from the community in this Discord, which is untrue since Two Hands Revy and two other members of Boomboy's former team were also in it.
That is pretty irrefutable. This is Hyde Excel's Discord, and that's a 2B Discord. The fact that she's in that means that she's close to Hyde Excel.
Like, nobody who's big in the Anarchy community.
What's that video? Look. Being harassed and threatened in 2021. Did it get deleted?
No, yeah, probably.
Oh, okay.
Me, Lakazuki, Aries,
Because they were reacting to
Dreamsen.
it in 2022.
They were not in that Discord. Maybe Dreamsen, actually. But we were not in that Discord. Like, even we weren't invited to that Discord. So,
Look, it says right there, 2024-5. Oh, wait, that's it.
it had to be something private. It had to
I'm
be
not-
something private.
I was involved with the
anyway.
Minecraft community at the time, so I wasn't in it.
We've already gone over how this Discord has literally nothing to do with Hyde whatsoever.
It had to
Dennis,
be something private.
I was involved with the Minecraft community at the time.
It had to be
Dennis.
something.
We've already gone over how this Discord has literally nothing to do with Hyde whatsoever, but both Boomboy and C-Pyro should have known this considering they formerly played the server that the clan corresponded to, with Boom even being teamed with some of its members. We know that C-Pyro and Lakazuki are the origins responsible for creating the narrative that I'm an alt account of Danger Mario, but when you actually think back to it, you start to see how things don't make any sense. First of all, we know that in 2021, C-Pyro and Lakazuki kickstarted MC Vanilla alongside Danger Mario. This makes no sense because it would have to imply that they funded and created a survival server with me who they hated immensely at the time. We also know that they not only kickstarted MC Vanilla alongside Danger Mario, but that they also come from the very same community as well. This would explain why right after Danger Mario released his video, both C-Pyro and HydeXL started trolling me at the exact same time. Lakazuki has even confirmed that he used to VC with Danger Mario, which makes it even more confusing how he can simultaneously be the kingpin behind this narrative. Another strange interaction I had was when a member of C-Pyro and Lakazuki's group asked me to log on and fight Danger Mario, which they all used as an opportunity to hype him up while they spectated him fighting me. This is yet another interaction that makes no logical sense given the claims being made. I already knew that I was being impersonated by Danger Mario and HydeXL, but I never understood why. C-Pyro and Lakazuki's relentless motivation to fulfill their delusion of saving the community by harassing people perfectly sums up their decision to create a false narrative they could use to remove me from the community. This would also come at no expense to anyone involved since Danger Mario and HydeXL already have a history of embellishing themselves with elaborate acts of deception like these. It's also confirmed that they had previously impersonated the YouTuber Bombies in the past, going as far as to use clips of her voice in calls and create fake gameplay. Knowing what I did, I decided to have someone ask questions that could potentially back them into a corner. I made sure to do this in a way to where they wouldn't have any idea that I was the one asking the questions. First thing that my friend and I noticed when attempting this was that they appeared somewhat defensive, pointing out that regardless of their answer there would be no evidence of anything. In addition to this, both of their answers also conflicted with each other. We know for a fact that a member of their group who had been funding the server had a silent administration role, but C-Pyro lies about this by deflecting it onto DreamSand. Lakazuki, on the other hand, answers this
I'm
question
playing
truthfully.
Among Us right now.
We
Fuck
also
me.
know that Lakazuki used to voice call with Danger Mario, but C-Pyro once again
crazy.
deflects this by saying that only DreamSand has. On the other hand, Lakazuki contradicts himself when answering this question by stating that he's never VC'd with Danger Mario, even asserting that Danger isn't even a real person. After answering these questions, C-Pyro and Lakazuki seemingly realized their error and ended up removing my friend from the group shortly after. C-Pyro and Lakazuki's decision to lie in response to these questions tells you everything that you need to know about the validity of their allegations. Now that we've gotten over evidence that massively incriminates the sources of these allegations, it's time to properly debunk some of the claims being made in regards to them. I'll start off by saying that in no world does it make sense to automatically view a person's claim that they're someone else as factual. This is a massive leap in logic, and it should go without saying that someone claiming to be me is not valid proof that they actually are me. The first exposed video uses this logic with the obvious intention to defraud me, so it's necessary that I clear that up. Moving on to the second exposed video by the Puppet Masters, there are 5 main points being used as proof. I'll quickly debunk the first 3, since the latter 2 are more complicated.
What are the chances that Marlow is chosen by Danger Mario amongst 4 other players to put the meteor emblem on?
The first point being made attempts to claim that Danger Mario and Meteor spoofed my account first for testing purposes, which serves as evidence of me being Danger Mario. This is obviously the most irrational way to view the situation and clearly shows you how skewed the video is towards trying to deem me guilty. According to this logic, I Meteor spoofed myself in the most unfavorable time frame possible, crashed my reputation, got myself banned from the server I played, subjected myself to multiple screen shares, and jeopardized my progress towards Tier 1. Considering this exploit took roughly 10 seconds to use on someone and could actively be previewed to ensure it worked, it makes no sense why anyone would do this. A more reasonable way to view what happened here would be to recognize that the reason I was chosen 18 hours before anyone else was clearly because I was the primary target that they were trying to cause damage to. This is further corroborated by the social atmosphere at the time, since public dislike for me was reaching an all-time high during my road to Tier 1. The next point being made is that in the video from 2020, Danger Mario allegedly uses the exact same text properties that I do. The font being used here is the default Premiere Pro font, and the most ironic thing about this claim is that the text properties are not even the same, and are actually different shades of yellow. With that being debunked, we'll move on to the third claim.
Danger Mario goes onto his browser, making his mouse cursor visible, not knowing this would be one of his biggest mistakes. And as you can see, Danger Mario and Marlow have the same unique mouse cursor.
The third claim being made is that I have a black mouse cursor specifically unique to me, which Danger Mario also happens to use in his videos. They phrase this point as being the most significant piece of proof on display, as if my mouse cursor is some kind of original creation unique to me. This is blatantly misleading and is once again easily debunked because the mouse cursor I use is simply one of the style options provided by Windows. With those points out of the way, it's time to discuss the last two.
This is another short clip from Danger Mario's Purity Vanilla Exposed video. In this short clip, Danger Mario is flying around when he presses F3, making his PC specs visible on the top right corner. So I decided to check the tier list Discord from
Shit, I have better PC specs than Marlow then. Yo,
Huh?
I have better PC specs than Marlow.
I have better PC specs than you.
You do not have a 3050, bro.
A 3050?
Yeah.
What do you mean a 3050?
A 3050 GTX graphics, NVIDIA graphics card.
Let's see.
Like,
Let's
calm
join a
down.
random
PC
server.
specs visible on the
F3.
top right corner.
I get 1000 FPS, bro. I don't hear it. Alright, let's just keep watching.
So I decided to
Let's just keep watching, or else I'm gonna mute you.
11 gen.
I don't give a fuck.
Bitch ass.
check the tier list Discord for Marlow's computer specs, and sure enough, Marlow talks about her PC specs. And yes, they are the exact same as Danger Mario's.
In Danger Mario's video titled Purity Vanilla Exposed, both the CPU and GPU shown on the F3 menu match up to mine. While these are relatively common pieces of hardware to have, I actually believe that what happened here was intentional. First of all, you have to remember that when this video was uploaded, I was the #1 player in the world. A large misconception seems to be that I wasn't even a part of the community at the time this video came out, but in reality I was a high priority target. If you take a look at the video, at the start of the scene you can see that the right side of the F3 menu is covered by a black box. For some reason, this black box disappears halfway through the interaction, and the right side of the screen remains exposed for the remainder of the clip. You'd think that if there was something Danger Mario was trying to hide, he would have done a better job of it. After all, it's not like this was only exposed for a frame. In fact, it was actually exposed for roughly the same amount of time that it was covered up. Something that's interesting to know about the same community that Danger Mario comes from is that many of its client mods have a feature called F3 spoof. It's likely that he used this feature in order to match my PC specs, then drew attention to it by pretending to fail at properly censoring them. You'll see how this pattern repeats itself in the next piece of evidence, which is that Danger Mario's hotbar matches mine. This seemingly wasn't always the case, because in the same video from 2020 that they incorrectly claimed that I have the same text properties as, we can see that the hotbar is different. For reference, here is my hotbar arrangement, and here is the arrangement seen in the video. This video was released before the Nether update, so to give a more reasonable comparison I'll be using Elytra and Rockets. As you can tell, the position of the axe, pickaxe, and rockets are a mismatch from mine. At first glance, this could easily be chalked up to the possibility that the hotbar was simply changed later on because of the Nether update. However, we can actually confirm that to be false based on scenes recorded in 2021 after the update from the Purity Exposed video. You see, before the creation of my montages, it wouldn't have been easy to know what slot my pickaxe, elytra, and rockets are in. This is because these items are considered secondary, and I only swap to them in specific scenarios, meaning that any screenshots of my kit likely wouldn't have them arranged at all. We can actually see this discrepancy in the video because in every situation with my hotbar, he continues to use the same pickaxe and rocket locations that he usually would, since he wouldn't have known where mine were supposed to be placed. This is an extremely revealing oversight, but it doesn't end there. The most notable example of this discrepancy can be seen when he has both a crossbow and pickaxe in his hotbar at the exact same time. He knew that my crossbow went in slot 8, but what he clearly didn't know is that my pickaxe was supposed to as well. In the current era, you may be thinking that this should have been obvious, since it's pretty standard now to swap your pickaxe over crossbow when needed. At the time, however, almost nobody was using the pickaxe, and it stayed that way until after the release of my first montage. A few months after the release of Danger Mario's video, HideXL posted the first video of his series in the form of a montage. The thing about this video, though, is that it was without a doubt recorded.
Bro.
I am. Wait, never mind. I thought I wasn't recording, but I am. Never mind.
Yeah, dumb.
From Danger Mario's point of view instead of Hyde's. This is not only supported by the fact that we can see Hyde fighting alongside Danger Mario in one of the clips, but also because at the end of the video we see him fall into the void which reveals his skin. The elephant in the room though is the fact that the hotbar being shown in this video is clearly an overlay. However, if you look outside of the overlay you can still view the selected slots and compare it to the item being held in hand to determine its arrangement. Just like the perceived accidental F3 menu leak, this is yet another example of a seemingly botched attempt at censorship intending to impersonate me. When you actually think about how many details that would have to be overlooked for this to happen, you can start to see how unrealistic it is for these to actually be mistakes. Danger Mario and Hyde Excel knew that appearing protective over specific details like these would draw attention to them, which they could then subsequently use to purposely leak those details under the guise of faulty censorship. Planting seeds like this would allow the audience to form the false connection on their own, which is important for creating situations like these that are otherwise hard to get people to believe. When people come to conclusions themselves, they are far more likely to conform to.
You can just see right here. So like 16, 18 minutes, something like that. 20.
Well, click on the time. Click on the time. You could check it. So it's literally only on iPad.
That belief than if the same information were simply to be presented to them outright. Taking advantage of the natural tendency to think this way can be an extremely effective strategy for manipulating people, because it not only leverages the fact that self-derived conclusions feel more authentic, but it also leverages one's self-esteem by making them feel clever and insightful. Doing this makes people far less likely to ever question where their conclusion came from, and is a viable way to create conformity through a false narrative. Now that we've debunked Zalil's video, it's time to discuss what would end up happening shortly after its release. In the morning, I received a DM from Dr. Donut asking for my permission to react to the exposed video on stream. This message was seemingly pointless, however, because a few hours later he would not only end up doing this anyway, but he would also go the extra mile by dedicating a full 3+ hour stream to the topic. Dr. Donut did this knowing the harmful implications that would come from circulating the narrative, since the people he was accused of being have an extremely poor reputation which he was aware of. Dr. Donut would start off this stream in a manner that people shouldn't be deceived by suggesting that anything discussed within it were nothing more than silly theories that shouldn't be taken seriously.
Hey everybody. Before the stream starts, I want to preface it by saying I don't think Marlow's Danger Mario and any theories we go into today are just going to be stupid. So yeah, let's get into it.
The behavior Dr. Donut exhibits here is eerily reminiscent of the way he would act in a stream that I'd like to go over from around 2 months prior to this. On February 28th, Dr. Donut hosted a stream with the title suggesting that it was supposed to be just another casual stream playing with his viewers as he usually does. Within 12 minutes of the stream, however, this would change, and I had now somehow become the stream's subject. Dr. Donut then began to spout rumors and factually incorrect information that would lead people to believe that I'm a closet cheater.
But did I ever mention that Marlow is a cheater? She just is straight up a cheater. No, wait, where was it? It wasn't there. Right there! Did you see that, chat? Okay, look at the anchors in her hotbar.
After doing this for 20 minutes straight, his chat called him out for it and told him that he shouldn't be accusating people behind their backs like this. It's worth noting that I rarely watch live streams, so I had absolutely no idea that this was going on at the time.
Why don't you get her to explain it? Maybe she has good reasoning. You can't accusate someone behind their back? Okay, so I should DM her?
After Dr. Donut's chat called him out for this, they suggested for him to simply DM me regarding the subject. The specific detail that Dr. Donut was accusating me for was actually caused by a performance mod that updates the in-game HUD at a lower frame rate in return for better performance in other areas. After learning this, Dr. Donut began to try it on stream, and would end up replicating the same behavior that he was just accusating me for 5 times in a row. This interaction would seemingly end with him realizing that he was wrong, then subsequently moving on to other stream activities.
Wait, what's the mod called, chat? Chat, what is it called? That's so awkward. That's not awkward, is it? How's it awkward? Like, I'm really out here streaming to like 516 people are in here watching me, and I'm like, guys, she anchors in 0 frames. Okay, that is really bad. Buffer hotbar max. Okay, so we're gonna put that to 5 and see what happens.
Wait, what was
Hotbar
what was
max.
he using?
Okay, so we're gonna put that to 5 and see
It's
what
exordium. Alright, bet.
happens. You know, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is, guys. Yo, why you guys spamming? You did it, bro. I know. You actually just did it. I'm pretty sure. Bro, yeah, I just did it right there. Like, obviously I know I'm doing it. I just did it right there again. Like, hello? I just did it right there again. Hello? Just did it right there again. Hello? Bro, read chat. I know I did it! Do you think I'm dumb? Sorry. Anyways, alright, what are we doing, guys? We're playing Don't SB, US PvP.
At this point, you might be thinking that everything here should have been resolved, since he had just been educated on his accusation and had already moved on to other stream activities. But around 45 minutes later, Dr. Donut went—
What?
Let's grind on Donut. I kind of want to grind.
Not right now. We're watching this, bruh.
once again started to spread the same rumors about me.
Did you see the start of my stream today?
No, I just started watching.
Bro, it was so insane.
Or just TP me to your base.
Exposed Marlow.
No, bro, you're not even the team. Why would I TP you to my base? Why are we even talking about Don't SMP? We're literally reacting to this video. Bro, stop talking about Don't SMP.
Somebody.
Like, I actually exposed. Wait, look, I didn't even tell you the proof of her anchor macroing.
She anchor macros?
Yes, if you look at her montage, she anchors so fast that you can't even see like her hovering over the anchor. Like, it's literally invisible. It goes straight to the glowstone.
I found this incredibly odd because at this point, Dr. Donut knew for a fact that he was wrong, yet he didn't seem to acknowledge anything that had just happened 45 minutes ago and continued to spread rumors about me. There's something that I want to show you regarding the behavior that Dr. Donut exhibits in both of these streams.
You know, it's just cool. It's just, you know, I don't know. It just seems cool, you know? This is cool drama, or not cool drama. This is cool, like, a theory to go over. Like, Marlo's a cheater, you know? But it's not anything like, I'm not telling you guys that she is, or anything, but, you know. It's just cool. But did I ever mention that Marlow is a cheater? She just is straight up a cheater. Thank you so much, Mini Default. By the way, guys, everything I'm saying, we're just doing it for content. Like, I'm not
He's just
like,
mad he's
oh my
better
gosh,
than him,
Marlow's
bro.
gonna, like, we're just for content, you know? Like, who knows if it's true? I'm just saying, you know, it's a cool conspiracy to indulge in. Like, don't get any mad at anybody or anything. Like, I don't know, guys. Again, this is just for fun.
Because he's better than you.
This is like a really cool theory to go over. Like, it makes people that are in the CrystalCom, like, this type of information is so cool to think about.
Okay, let me mute you so I can actually react to this.
You're not even talking about anything, bro. You're just watching it.
Let me mute you so I can actually react to this.
Don't not talking dumb bitch.
Alright, then stop fucking. Stop.
Bro, we're supposed to react to it, not fucking watch it on stream, you don't fuck.
That's the same thing, reacting? Bro, it's the same thing.
Alright, just play with it.
And just like having this controversy for whatever reason is just drama. Hey everybody. Stream starts. I want to preface it by saying,
what are you doing?
I don't Marlow's Danger Mario, and any theories we go into today are just gonna be stupid. So yeah, let's get into it.
The reason that what I just showed you is so significant is because it highlights how Dr. Donut is able to use these phrases in a way that allows him to completely evade accountability for any damage that his actions might cause by implying that any statements made are nothing more than a fun theory. Dr. Donut clearly pushes the boundaries of this, though, in a way that shows you that he's completely willing to take advantage of other people in order to keep his audience entertained. This is obviously an extremely parasitic route to fame and fortune, which I personally brought up to him out of concern before. Unfortunately, it seems like you route to fame and fortune.
Let me see what it said. Let me read it.
I think the person.
I'm gonna mute myself.
No, read it out loud. I want to hear. Just read it because I'm playing the game.
I think part of your stream personality is latching onto whatever you can entertain people, and it is somewhat fundamental to the way you think an entertainer. It is not bad. It's not a bad thing, and in fact, you are a very good entertainer because of it. But you have to put more thought in how it can affect other people. Well, yes, 100%. It will be fun. Fine, you will keep improving. You have your strengths too. Thanks. I hope so. There.
Which I personally brought up to him out of concern before. Unfortunately, it seems like you never ended up putting in the effort to stop exploiting other people in this way though, which is why I found myself in this position once again. Dr. Donut's stream would successfully circulate the Puppet Master's defamation campaign to a wider audience, which would result in content creators and people outside of the community that I don't talk to now having false preconceived notions about me. Unfortunately, Zaylol's video would end up being widely successful despite the malicious intent behind it, and many people began to view it as truthful. See, Pyro and Lakazuki would end up commenting on this video suggesting that I'm a pedophile, doxer, and DDoSer, which Zaylol would corroborate by stating that a part 2 video was coming soon, as to imply that I'm actually guilty of those things. He would also do the exact same thing later on when another person commented accusing me of being a sexual predator. My only guess for why people would be labeling me as a sexual predator here is because on a few occasions people have manufactured false evidence of sexual misconduct in order to destroy my reputation or cause people to target me. All of these cases have already been proven as lies, so I won't need to cover them in this video. The problem though is that not everyone knows the insane lengths people have gone to in order to remove me from the community, so seeing comments like these can often be misleading. Earlier in the video, you might recall that I mentioned that the Puppet Masters made an announcement stating that Zixby had passed away from cancer around 6 weeks after they had defrauded my staff members on livestream. I always felt that the timing of Zixby's death was odd, but I didn't want to be disrespectful about it despite his malicious behavior towards my staff team. I would later find out that my suspicions were confirmed when on June 1st, Zixby would post a video titled The Dark Side of Marlow, which was subsequently announced in both King Default and the Puppet Masters Discords.
Ooh.
This video can be thought of as part 2 of the defamation campaign, and Zaylol would end up announcing it on his channel shortly after its release. The totality of the claims being made against me in this video is so vast that they are fully intended to remove me from the community to the highest degree possible. This is also the confirmed purpose of the video, where at the end Zixby states, "I wanted to make this video because I truly believe you guys deserve better, and I want to make sure a person like this is unable to stay in the community. We need a new leader. Somebody who is everything Marlow stands for but real. Now is the time for somebody like this to arise." What this quote shows you is that the Puppet Masters are attempting to lay the red carpet for a new prospect to replace me by exiling me from the community. While to most people this video seemed like it was intended to service the community, it was actually intended to exploit it. The video can be summarized as follows. Zixby asserts that I'm a sociopath performing a political heist on the community. He claims that he has attempted to stop me from doing so, to which I allegedly responded to by harassing him to the point of him being forced to fake himself dying from cancer in order to avoid it. He also claims that I attempted to drive him to suicidality after he requested mental health support in the form of me encouraging him to trust his suicidal thoughts. When I heard about this video coming out, I quickly began to realize that Zixby was faking screenshots in it. Unfortunately, despite knowing this, I still couldn't prove it, so I decided to take a closer look at some of the screenshots that were being used against me. In order to do this, I used the screenshot of me allegedly attempting to drive Zixby to suicidality, since it happened to show his Discord server list in it. I knew that if I could juxtapose the date of a server icon change with the time threshold the screenshot would have had to have been taken in, I might be able to prove that they were fake. For reference, I presumably would have left the group chat we had communicated in at the same time of King Default's appeal on February 3rd or prior, yet we can see that the server icon for the Minecraft Design Hub is the modern one, which wasn't implemented until February 6th. In addition to this, the name of the group being shown in the screenshot follows Discord's default naming pattern, which doesn't match up correctly with the real group. In the video, Zixby also suggests that I made contact with someone who was harassing towards him by abusing information he had previously entrusted me with that happened to contain the person's contact info. I have absolutely no idea who this is even referring to, and in order to prove that this conversation never happened, I'll show you a full log of everything that was sent on January 8th. In case you're wondering why all of this took place in a group chat despite there only being the two of us, I happen to have my Discord messages set to friends only, and I didn't have Zixby added to that list. The group chat was created by Lakazuki, who I had friended because it was during the same time period that he was pretending to be reformed. The most upsetting thing about this situation is that what's being said is actually backwards. Zixby would often come to me for advice in this group chat because he told me that he wanted to work on bettering himself as a person. Unfortunately, my decision to be supportive of this has somehow ended up backfiring months later for seemingly no reason, as you probably could have realized by this point. This situation is eerily reminiscent of the way that King Default mobilized his audience against me only a few months after I forgave him for being malicious and made him a stream thumbnail. I personally have no idea how I've even found myself in this situation, since you'd think that there would at least have to be some kind of negative relationship required to foster such an extreme degree of hatred. It's incredibly disheartening to witness how being generous to certain people can later backfire in such an extreme way, and unfortunately I'll probably have to keep myself more distant from helping people like this moving forward. The key takeaway that I want to point out from everything we've gone over in this section is the fact that none of what happened can be considered an isolated mistake. Instead, it all represents a pattern of behavior that has left me extremely socially isolated in certain communities. The problem here is that no matter how much I try to defend myself, these types of rumors can almost always outlast the truth. It takes far more resources for someone to continue defending themselves than it does for someone to spread gossip about them. People who make quick and snappy accusations against someone will also appear to be in the driver's seat, whereas their target will always be on the defensive. This creates the illusion of correctness for the accuser, and unfortunately inclines many people to trust them at the victim's expense. Now that we've debunked many of the false labels people apply to me, it's time to discuss the implications they'd have. I say this because I believe the malicious rumors are a large motivator for harassers to justify and perpetrate crimes against their targets. Just like the community has seen significant growth in the past few years, so has the number of people who poison it. This section is probably the most disturbing part of this video, and it may be tough to process that people have actually done and continue to do the things that I'm about to show you. Throughout my time in the Minecraft community, I've continually been experiencing an extreme degree of harassment. People have attempted to extort me in exchange for me leaving the community or transferring ownership of my projects to them. Many have also tried to cause real-life damage to me by ordering large amounts of unpaid pizzas, threatening to harm me or my family members, and even trying to get my dad fired from work. Some of my previous adversaries have even gone as far as to travel to my own local area to stalk me. In addition to this, I need to address another serious issue: sexual harassment. I'm genuinely sorry that this is a topic that I have to include, but I ask that you understand that it's necessary in order to provide the full picture. Because this issue is so exclusive, most people seem to underestimate how bad it is, which leads to a lower level of moderation and subsequently an increase in the frequency that its targets have to deal with it. Many people have threatened me with sexual harm, with some even trying to extort me for explicit photos. On top of this, people actively—
What?
Skip it back.
Huh?
Skip it back a little bit. Okay, yeah.
how bad it is, which leads to a lower level of moderation and subsequently an increase in the—
Pause. Marlow, do your boobies jiggle when you run or not? Please, I want to ask you, could you please? Marlow, on another note, what's the thing about a circle, whatever that says, CM? Can you please stop? I'm fucking serious. Okay, buddy.
frequency that its targets have to deal with it. Many people have threatened—
Now you can pause? Yeah, you're alright.
Shut up. Read it in your mind. Read it in your mind, little nigga. Read it in your mind, bruh.
Bro, you're streaming, you dumb
Yeah,
bitch.
I'm black. I'm black.
100%.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
me with sexual harm, with some even trying to extort me for explicit photos.
Pause.
People have threatened me with sexual harm, with some even trying to extort me for explicit.
I'm pausing. I'm not that slow.
On top of this, people actively produce sexualized fan art of my Minecraft skin.
Long?
With some even creating texture packs completely based.
Wait. Hold on.
Long, explain. Long, can you explain?
Hold on. How does it look?
Long, explain what
game
what texture pack you have on right now. Explain. Just explain. Yeah.
Let me just see how it looks in game.
Yeah, kit load. Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Explain that.
Don't worry about that. Watch this.
Based around it. The most grotesque
Dirty
part of it
bitch.
all, though, is that many people have taken photos of themselves performing sexual acts relating to me, which their peers somehow even encourage. Everything that I've shown you in this chapter so far demonstrates the extent of derangement our community has reached. The fact that many people who perpetrate these activities are being justified for it by their peers is both ludicrous and unsettling. All of the malicious acts we just went over gave me the realization that this community needs a way to stop it. This is what led to me creating the Blacklist. The Blacklist is a catalog of players who have been punished for malicious behaviors like doxing, swatting, and other forms of harassment. The Blacklist is intended to serve as the community's collective defense against malicious activity by gatekeeping its prospects from ever entering the communities that choose to enforce it. Creating the Blacklist has planted an enormous target on my back because of the extreme damages caused to malicious players and their ability to participate in the community. Because Minecraft is a sandbox game that revolves around its own sub-communities, most players communicate outside of the scope covered by the in-game report system, which opens up a huge loophole where players are able to inflict damage while at most being banned from a singular server. This is the crux of the problem.
Wait, I think I also have some other questionable texture packs.
Long, I will fuck. Long, actually stop. Actually stop. Wait, now I will. I kind of have the anime one.
Huh?
The anime one is kind of,
Okay, no. I'll show you them off stream.
Because most sub-communities already have a shared audience with each other. When a player is banned, all they have
I'll show you them off stream, alright?
to do is swap servers to maintain access to the same core community they were already engaging with in the first place. The Blacklist was created as the solution for this loophole because it acts as an umbrella that takes away the perpetrator's option of migration. This has created a phenomenon where blacklisted players form unity with one another simply because they are mutually blacklisted. I'll be referring to this as contagious victimhood. When a new player gets blacklisted, they are automatically barred access to the centralized community and its content. This in itself automatically imposes a limit on the population they can interact with, but that limit is pushed even further by the undesirable label of being a blacklisted player.
My bad.
This leaves the blacklisted player with two primary choices. They can choose to reform themselves and adopt good conduct, or they can choose to reject their blacklist and rebel against those who issued it. The biggest differentiator between these two options is that option 1 requires them to accept the label that's being applied to them, while option 2 allows them to completely evade the social repercussions of their offense. Players who choose to employ option 2 now suddenly have a mutually shared feedback loop that eventually deludes the player into believing that they might actually be the victim since everybody else apparently is. Agenda against both me and the blacklist. Now that we've gone over everything in this video, I need to address what it means for the community. I've always noticed that people seem to relish the opportunity to incite cruelty or damage towards someone as long as they have a perceived moral justification. This type of behavior reveals that many people actually have a willingness to act maliciously as long as they can maintain social acceptance when doing so. Not only is this mindset malevolent, but it's also highly susceptible to manipulation, which is why on so many occasions misinformed people have tried to attack me. The unfortunate reality is that behaving aggressively towards someone can actually be massively rewarding when it comes to elevating socially. What most people don't realize is that the circumstances that allow someone to do this are often self-engineered with false claims. While hero status garners public favor and allows them to mobilize the mob. A viable way for someone to achieve both of these statuses is to create a common enemy, which often comes at the expense of innocent people.
Yo, what's good?
The target of this false enemy narrative usually happens to be someone who poses as an obstacle to the perpetrator's influence.
Yes, I'm just on my couch.
Practically eliminating potential threats like this means gaining uninterrupted control over future operations. The problem is that once a campaign like this starts, it contagiously motivates other people to hop on the bandwagon to claim some social credit for themselves. Sometimes the social pressure that comes from being associated with the target can become so vast that even the people who see through what's happening become fearful of speaking out about it. This essentially forces the target support circle to either conform to the mob or keep their opinions silent to avoid becoming a target themselves. This is why on so many occasions when someone is being clearly targeted by a mob, it...
Okay, bro, can you stop that?
Brush my feet and chill out.
Okay, I'm gonna mute you.
Just lower my user volume. Actually, I just changed my mic to stay crisp instead of standing.
Alright.
I got you, my heart. I got you, Hardy.
Okay, clipped. We're also streaming.
That's how's wait, just explain to me how's that gay?
He's not really trying to
Oh,
say.
my bad. You don't have family members or friends to tell you that. My bad.
Aren't you black? Okay, so we're moving
Yes,
It
I
might
am black.
appear that they have absolutely no supporters, which
Cotton
causes even more
picker.
people to conform to the belief that the narrative being
Watermelon
circulated must be
eater.
true, since no one else
Yo, I
appears to
could be
disagree
black.
with it. Malicious behavior in this context
Yeah.
can
Slavery.
essentially be thought of as a socioeconomic
Rosa Parks.
transaction, because not only is someone able to drain the reputation of their adversaries, but they also increase their own in the
Rosa
process
Parks.
of it. A pattern I've noticed nearly every time this happens is that it seems to revolve around stifling one's achievements or progression. People seemingly have the mindset that if they can't have something, neither should anyone else. Thus, they attack people who see success and attempt to bring them back down to their level. This is just like crab mentality, which is in reference to the type of behavior that crabs in a bucket exhibit.
I'm just kidding.
When
The
one
easy
crab attempts to
mentality.
pursue its goal of freedom by climbing out of the bucket, the rest of them will gang up on it and pull it back down to ensure their collective demise. This type of mentality is incredibly common in our community and is particularly noticeable when one's success
one
might
you
highlight
have.
another's inadequacies. This is why people
no, you
seem
have
to
that
get so
trash
upset
mentality,
when
I
I
forgot.
achieve a
That's why
rank
you
or leadership
detapped yourself.
position, to the point where they feel the need to deprive me of it in order to restore the balance in their own self-esteem. The community has an unwillingness to allow us individuals to succeed, and destroying those who do is only going to destroy the community itself. Players appear to completely disregard the fact that the exact communities they are participating in are the result of immense dedication and contribution. The worst part about this, though, is that the social pressure from mob mentality often results in the achiever being deprived of their success unfairly. What this shows you is that providing for the community can actually be harmful to the contributor, while behaving maliciously can be rewarding. This is not only incredibly dystopian, but it also tells you everything that you need to know about what type of behavior is being rewarded here. We've basically reached the point where smearing and defrauding people has been normalized as the baseline conduct in order to fit in with this community. Instead of opposing this type of behavior, it's seemingly become embraced as a part of our culture. It's disheartening for me to witness the community that I've been a part of for years hurting itself and those who contribute to it in massively damaging ways. I've watched this pattern repeat itself time and time again, and I hope that this video has the potential to change that. With that being said, thanks for watching.
Alright, we're done. So before I end the stream, let's watch this clip.
What the leave?
Bro died.
That's not even. I popped to the fucking. My voice sounds so ugly, bro. I'm not playing Crystal. Fuck Crystal. FFA. Fucking. What? Who was that? Wait, who rage quitted that?
That was you.